We've heard about how high-powered figures and sexual misconduct has really had us talking pretty much every day about it over the last 2 months. It seems more and more women are coming forward to point the finger, and it all kind of got started with Harvey Weinstein. But what does this really mean? Is this some kind of phenomenon, or has this been happening all along? Is it always men in high-powered positions that are doing this? Let's talk now to Ken Dolan-Del. He's a family therapist, author of Making Love, Playing Power, Men, Women, and the Rewards of Intimate Justice.
Ken, good morning. Do you sit there every night like I do? You turn on the news or you listen to your favorite radio station like AM 800 and say, okay, who's next? Who else are we going to hear about? Because it seems like every single day there's someone new there's allegations about.
Yeah, well, first of all, good morning to you both, and it's great to have this opportunity to talk about this. And Lisa, in answer to the question, this has been going on forever. This is not new. What's new is the revelation of the incidents, and that has everything to do with women hearing each other come forward and gaining strength and voice, probably through social media, all of the connections, and I think it's a great moment. It's a great moment. I do think there's going to be more. I think that it started to really come into the public eye when we heard about people like Bill Cosby and then Donald Trump and then, of course, Harvey Weinstein and on and on and on.
Now, the Weinstein thing, Ken, that seems like it really turned things around because, Trump had his thing on the bus, the Access Hollywood tape with Billy Bush, but then, we heard about Weinstein, and then all these very famous, powerful women came out against him, and it seemed like it gave courage to other women to do the same against other celebrities.
Absolutely. I think that's exactly what happened. And I think that this is very much based in the way that we men are raised. If you think about it, we're taught things like you should never throw like a girl, you should never run like a girl. Right from there, we're taught that we're better than girls. And then we learn that we should be aggressive and we should be dominant. And one of the things that I think is really going on here is the enactment of the way that we are taught to understand our sexuality. So most boys are initiated into sex, not with real people, but with pornography. And pornography doesn't have a voice, doesn't have feelings of its own. It's just there for our use. And if you're thinking that way and you've got a lot of power, you're likely to bring all of that to the situation, and I think this is what we're seeing.
And actually, you say that almost every single man has really misused his power to some extent.
Absolutely, Lisa. This is important to note that it's a continuum. So with that kind of socialization, we tend to do things, we being men, tend to listen to men more respectfully. We tend to look at women more to appraise how they look than what they have to offer. And so in the workplace, you'll have a woman who comes to a meeting and she knows her stuff. She's got a lot of wisdom to share. And she'll say something that is meaningful, a major contribution, and not much of a response will come her way. But then maybe a man will say the same thing, and it's like it's news. And she'll be expected, let's say, to take the notes. This kind of stuff happens over and over again.
Yeah, it's amazing that it's still going on. But when all of this is said and done, are all of these actions by women speaking out, is that going to create maybe a new normal in our society?
Boy, I hope so. I really hope so. I see this as a big, hell no, we're not going to take this anymore. We're going to speak up. We're going to hold you accountable. And the way that these things go, though, as I'm sure you see, is when there's movement toward fairness or equality or justice, it goes 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 1 step forward, a half step back. It's not really a consistent progression. And so I think that's what we're going to see. And I just want to throw in something else just to broaden the picture a bit. What we're seeing now is also reflective of what we have seen in the emergence of black people showing us through video camera, through our iPhones, relatively new technology, the kind of abuse that they've suffered forever. And so these things are related. They're about the way we understand power.
Interesting. Well, Ken, thanks so much for joining us. Ken Dolan-Del is the author of Making Love, Playing Power, Men, Women, and the Rewards of Intimate Justice. He's also a family therapist. You can find out more about his work and hear more about his books as well at greengateleadership.com. greengateleadership.com. It's 8:28.